night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night. Let's get started with Geist. And we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1 now. So, any percent, that means we have to watch the cutscenes. Enjoy. Well, we'll see how much I want to talk during cutscenes. You know what? I'll talk during cutscenes. Sometimes. So, this game is a second-party game. And Gamecube exclusive. Sort of a puzzle FPS, although the puzzles are pretty much just click on everything until you find the thing you have to click on. And basically, we're on a mission here to infiltrate some bad dudes' secret hideout base thing. And it all goes wrong, and then our ghost gets separated from our body, and we gain the ability to take control of objects and animals and people. But to control an animate object, you have to scare it first. So that's why you need to control some objects first. But the first level here is basically just a tutorial on how to shoot your gun, which is very simple FPS.
About 3 days ago, we received a garbled communication from Bryson. We cleaned it up as best as we could, and were able to make out...
Yeah, so this is one of the GameCube games that's actually 16:9 compatible, so I usually play in 16:9.
Tom Bryson is a good man, and always spoke highly of you, John. I know we can depend on you.
So basically, what we're going to be doing in this, each chapter is its independent section, and within each chapter, the entire map for that chapter exists. And so we're able to get out of bounds and go directly to each checkpoint here. Sorry, my timer turned red. I forgot to set that, but I'm ahead of everything's just fine. Don't worry about it. So yeah, what we're going to want to do is get out of bounds as much as possible and go directly to our prerequisite objectives, I guess you could say. So there's endings for each chapter, and the thing is that some endings are not accessible until you do particular objectives. So we're going to do, obviously, the minimum that we can possibly do. And it's very easy to get out of bounds in this game by just sort of wedging yourself into an acute angle and pushing yourself out of bounds. But anyway, first of all, we're just gonna do the how to shoot your gun tutorial.
What the hell is going on? Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Coming up here is one of our favorite characters.
It's about time.
That guy. That's Bryson. He's one of the only main characters who actually talks. And he's a pretty cool dude.
Yes, Remy. What's going on, Remy?
Alright. So first thing we gotta do here is just upgrade our Pokedex and download the Virus Ghost Pokemon so we get the Silph Scope ability. And then we're on our way to actually playing the video game. Whoops. Alright.
Alert. Security breaches.
We've got company. Move out.
Armed intruders have been confirmed.
So the tiny protagonist in the bottom left, I believe, is due to the fact that you can possess different things. And since you're in first person all the time, that is the way that the game tells you what you are currently controlling, as if you might have forgotten in the few seconds that you've been controlling it.
What's going on, Remy?
Alright. We are on our way. So, it's a very, very rudimentary FPS. You basically just shoot. Sometimes there's an alt fire. And then your L button will be set to different things depending on what weapon you have, or what character you are, basically.
Johnson!
Characters and weapons come together. So you only ever have one weapon per character. So in this case, my L button is crouch. Sometimes my L button is sprint. Sometimes it's jump. Alright, these guys are in a suboptimal position, so I had to kill them. And we are now ready to find our first out-of-bounds clip. setup here. Shout out to Nick's report for finding a setup that works consistently. And we're getting shot quite a lot. I'm gonna actually have to run away and hope I don't die right now. Yikes. So that was, usually my teammates follow me in here and kill these guys, so I don't have to worry about that, but I was gonna game over there if I didn't do that. So that's just bad luck. Crap. Bad luck enemy spawns. Alright. So the fire button is R, so if you hear a lot of clicking on my controller, that's because I'm mashing the R button. Alright, so we are out of bounds, and this will allow us to skip a random boss fight. As in, the speed of the boss fight is RNG dependent, is what it is. And I'm out, I need a clip, and I got my clip. We clipped upwards, and we are going to walk right around the boss fight. Now this is one of the very few differences on any percent. With New Game Plus, you can skip cutscenes. Any percent you can't. And if we would do this just wrong, it will not unload the previous area, and it will keep loading things on top of it. And then when the cutscene loads, it'll be going at about a frame every other second, which will take forever. So I have to do a very specific action here to unload things and make sure that this cutscene loads properly. If it was New Game Plus, I could just skip the cutscene. And also, there's a blood splatter on the screen now because I skipped something.
Let's get you topside, sir.
So, this is where everything goes wrong.
Parker, are you okay?
God, what are you doing?
Dawn, dawn, dawn. Our mission has failed. We have been captured. And now, they're gonna take my ghost out. Oh, but you can't see it because of the loading thing. It doesn't actually load this cutscene. You can listen to it though. So I'm in a giant machine and my ghost gets ripped out of my body. That's the plot. And then they put my ghost inside of a simulator, and they are basically trying to brainwash my ghost to be a weapon. That's the plot, okay? So next chapter I'm going to be inside of a ghost brainwashing simulator to start. But that simulator exists within the entire chapter. Like I said, the chapter all exists in the same map. So essentially, if I can break out of bounds anywhere, I can go anywhere on that map, except for the fact that when you break out of bounds, your height is basically locked to whatever height you were at when you broke out, unless you can find a way to adjust it. So it's very difficult to gain height, pretty much impossible. And you can lose height, though, if you're close enough. So that's going to be another thing. We're going to have to find a route that takes us to the closest objective that's necessary at the right height.
That's rather uncommon for a mercenary. Don't get me wrong. I was gonna have the little weasel shot before you stepped in.
So here's our bad guys.
I still think we need someone with combat experience.
As I recall, most of your...
Honestly, this game isn't super bad. It's just
time we tried something different.
kind of mediocre.
Training simulators will give him all the skills he needs. When they are complete, he won't even remember his...
There's a whole lot of content that I end up skipping in this. Pretty much every chapter has a major skip. And so there's a lot of interesting things that you don't get to see. Like there's a boss fight where you have to possess a grenade and roll it back at the guy.
Scraping ethereal crap off the inside.
I don't know, there's a lot of things, but if you play it, it's
I
just
think things will be very different with this one.
it's just kind of boring, you know? It just drags on. It's a lot of the same thing over and over
Don't
again.
worry. Everything is fine. In fact, everything is perfect.
Everything is perfect.
You have ascended to something greater than what you were. Explore your new surroundings.
Yes, there's definitely a lot of cheese too. Cheesiness. It's like over serious and not serious at the same time.
Plants are good for you. They make you healthy. Try one.
So here is our tutorial about how to be a ghost.
That's better.
You gradually lose health as a ghost form unless you eat plants.
Look, a beautiful.
We're never in ghost form long enough for that to be a problem though,
No need
but
to worry
it's a
anymore.
thing.
See
So
how
now we're
its
gonna
aura glows?
take control of this
It
rabbit.
changes from white to yellow to red. When it's red,
Because
you possess the animal.
The rabbit is faster, and also, at the end of the level here, there is a valve we have to
Try
turn.
leaving the animal and explore.
And turns out, the ghost cannot turn the valve, but humans and rabbits can turn the valve. So we need to go out of bounds with this rabbit, and walk directly to the end of the level. And hopefully line it up just perfectly, because it's pretty far out in space here. We're gonna go hopping to go faster. And when the rabbit despawns, we should have about a 30-second wait before we get there, I think. It's a good time to read some donations. So yeah, we're gonna bunny hop. Yes, exactly. And if you know anything about trigonometry, the further we're going, the better I had to have my angle, so if I'm too far to the left, I'll just completely miss this. And if we're too far to the right, we fall inside of something in soft lock, so we just gotta hope. Hop and hope that the level loads around me. We should be way above the ending. And this skips a very long level. We learned that dogs can actually detect when somebody is possessed. That's part of the plot. You know, I think that this should have loaded by now. Alright, hold on. I'm backing up. I'm backing up. And I move to the right a little bit. This is actually for Gamecube, but I'm playing in 16:9. This is not ideal, guys. This is already not ideal. Alright, we're gonna restart. Sorry. Sorry. Instant time loss. Well, that's a bad start to the run. So, like I said, if you get this a little bit off, that happens. Let's just hope that doesn't happen too much for the rest of the time. It does happen. But we can skip the cutscenes now, since we saw them. So that's a good thing. That would have been a disaster otherwise. Now it's only kind of a disaster.
Don't worry, everything is fine. In fact,
Thanks, Transpat.
everything is perfect. You have ascended to
Don't worry, guys. Everything is fine.
explore your new surroundings.
Everything is
You're
perfect.
safe and free.
We do have to eat the plant again. Couldn't tell you how many parsecs it was, but too many.
Plants are good for you. They make you healthy. Try one.
Alright.
That's better. Oh, look. A beautiful animal.
Alright.
See how slowly the world moves now. No need to hurry
So
anymore.
far, so bad.
See how its aura glows. It changes
So,
to yellow to red. When it's red, you can possess the animal.
I guess
Try it.
I guess this is a good time.
Very good.
We gotta do this again.
The animal and exploring.
I could tell you about this dream I had. It's a different dream. I once dreamt that I was like upstairs in my house. It was very realistic. And my mom handed me an envelope, so I opened the envelope, and it's a letter, and it says, "Thank you for participating in our medical study," like a clinical trial kind of thing. And I had an Amazon gift card, and it turns out I was actually abducted by aliens, and my memory was erased. And so they experimented on me, but as compensation, they gave me a Amazon gift card. So, it's pretty cool. And that was the dream. Man, I hope I get into this. Why? Oh, there it was. It was so fast. There we go. Thank goodness. I barely touched it. All right. Now we can fall in bounds. Right? Okay, thank you. Woo! That took way too long. And normally, hopping out of this rabbit would actually trigger leaving the simulation. But we finished the level before it can do that. Objective complete. Nice. Thank goodness. So, there's a ghost called Gigi. Gigi. And she breaks us out of the simulation. She is the sister of the big bad. And so she's trying to save him. He's basically controlled by a demon or something. Like the story is he accidentally like lets her die, and so he tries to revive her with dark magic. And it's bad time. He opens a portal to the netherworld.
You got a little too close to Commander Rourke.
Yeah.
You know how Rourke is around dogs.
No kidding. Rourke almost used him for target practice yesterday.
Doggo. And so here we are, and the rest of the game is running around. I guess our objective is to get my body back at this point. That's technically the plot. I don't know. We're just going from one thing to the next. And this level, instead of being able to go directly to the end, you cannot pet the dog, no. You can walk the dog later, though, which is a pretty hype part. Instead of being able to go directly to the end, you have another loading issue in this game, or in this level in particular. The dog is not designed to be able to leave the starting area, and so if you do, it doesn't unload the starting area, and it just keeps loading more and more until the game is lagging like crazy. And so we have to do something about that. We have to not be the dog forever. But we can at least use the dog a little bit. We gotta sneak out, bark to turn the guard around, and then there's actually just a hole in the wall here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's bad. I messed up. We gotta do slow strats. I'm still gonna go through the wall. Don't worry. But we have to blow this guy up now. Uh-oh! Dang it, man! This is the worst run ever. Hey, at least I killed him. And now the dog is gone. What? I'm not sure what that means for life right now. I don't even know if I can get back. That might be a soft lock. That might be an actual, like, in-game soft lock. This is pretty much the worst. So... There's all kinds of things. I just want to demonstrate how many things can go wrong in this game, alright? We're gonna be food and a dog again. So if the guard catches you, he sends the dog back. But apparently I canceled that. He sent the dog back. Oh no, wait. I'm not food. I'm not done being food yet. It's a pretty mediocre game. It's pretty average, pretty slightly below average. Alright. I'm just warming up, you know, I'm running on coffee. Bad sleep. How many excuses can I come up with, guys?
Hey, boy.
Don't worry about it. I want to show off more of the game. Alright. We're a dog again. So, this time I'm gonna walk out of bounds like a normal dog would do. Look at that. You just walk out of bounds. There's a hole. Like I said, I'm going out of bounds. And that will let us just run around the vent here instead of crawling. And you have to be very careful to not get stuck in another room and soft lock, basically. Because if you walk into another room, then you're stuck in there, and that's bad. You gotta restart again. And we definitely don't want to restart again. So here's our scare the guy to win gameplay. You just gotta possess everything until it works. Alright, so we need this guy because, like I said, if the dog goes out of the starting area, it will just keep loading things until the game is barely running. So we need to get this guy out of bounds next. That is our next objective here. And just briefly hop into here. Get dog again. Yeah, the idea of this game, I actually picked this up. I saw a friend have this game a while back. And at the time I was also trying to speedrun. Crap, dude, it's not letting me dispossess. The dispossess icon was not showing up. Alright, I was trying to speedrun Space Station Silicon Valley, which has similar gameplay, where you play as a microchip possessing robot animals. And so then I went on to this game. So we're gonna get out of bounds now using the dog. I like to call this trick up dog. And we're gonna get out, hopefully. Come on, dog. It's a little bit different every time because of everything being a little bit off. So once again, I need to dodge the wrong rooms. And I was counting 5 side steps to the right, 17 forward steps, and now I'm strafing left until I hear the computer beeps. And that will allow me to get exactly where I need to go without accidentally walking into a room that's going to soft lock me. Alright, but in doing so, we skipped another required controllable character. And we can't do anything else beyond that point without that character. But we did hit a checkpoint, and if we restart from the checkpoint, the game assumes we have everything up to that checkpoint, and so that's what we're going to do. Space Station Silicon Valley was made by Rockstar, what became Rockstar, and it's also an extremely good speedrun. Highly recommend watching that game. Really cool speedrun. Alright, so now we're going to become a defense turret. And now we're not. So I'm an engineer now, and the thing is, engineer is the only guy that can access a particular thing, and that's why we're doing it. We're supposed to like clear a safe path through these guys with a gun, but that's really super slow, so I just tank all the hits, and it's not really an issue. Alright. So only engineer guy can interact with this to become hazmat suit engineer guy. And hazmat suit engineer guy is what is necessary to push a button that causes the end of the level to actually appear. And here there is a little mini game, but you can skip it by shooting him. Ugh. I have a rivet gun right now, so it's technically riveting gameplay. Alright. Moving on. Oh yes. Oh yes. We are about to have a rematch with the boss that we skipped in level 2. This is the boss that you have to roll a grenade to and blow him up. I haven't actually fought that boss in a very long time, but I fought this version of the boss. So, yeah. You basically just shoot this guy until he dies. We want to shoot him in the head as much as possible. His movement is random and, as far as I know, not able to be manipulated, so you just gotta deal with what the game gives you. And,
well, look who's
it's kind of tricky because you have to aim with the C-stick and there's no sensitivity options. And it's just kind of bad. It tries to like auto-target a little bit, so that actually makes things worse. It's hard to aim. And even though this is the second FPS I've been running for BBG, I'm actually not that good at FPS games, so sorry about that. So we're just gonna tank this and shoot him in the head as much as possible until I die. And hope that he moves in a good spot. That's a pretty good spot. That's a really good spot. That was like extremely, extremely good RNG. Wow. Doesn't get much better than that. Otherwise, you have to keep possessing different guys, and this guy can actually get caught in the crossfire and die, and that's a game over. But everything went very well, which is good, because We need to make up some time. So the story. We got separated from our body. Our ghost got taken away to be used as a weapon. But then we escaped. And now we're trying to get our body back. And also stop the bad guys. That's the plot. The ghost with the most. These guys don't stand a ghost of a chance. Alright. Yay. So that switch could only be pushed by hazmat suit engineer guy. And that's why I needed to do most of that. Just stand here briefly so that the game doesn't crash when it loads the cutscene. And then we go. A globe-trotting sort of game.
The rift is becoming
Oh, I hope so.
about to collapse.
Boost the power and expand that open.
I submitted this for Awesome Games Done Quick, so we'll see. I have also submitted it quite a few times.
Are you insane? We've lost the containment field. If the opening becomes any bigger, then God knows what will come through.
Do it!
Yes, sir.
Catalyst laser. Fire.
Here's some plot.
System overload.
Oh no!
System overload.
That feel when.
System failure imminent.
So yeah, they accidentally brought a demon through from the portal.
It's collapsed. We won't be able to perform any more separations.
We've got bigger things to worry about. Contact all departments.
No, I'm a good ghost.
Got a large-scale containment.
I'm the friendly ghost.
Personnel are to stay in their sections until we get this mess cleaned up. I need to see bolts.
This is his fault too. It's always, no, do it now. Just listen to the scientists for once. My gosh, it happens in every movie, every game. It's too dangerous, it's gonna be bad. No, do it anyway. Nobody listens to the scientists. Alright, we're out. My name is not Casper, it's Linkums. Who is Linkums? You know what?
Who the hell is Linkums?
Right? So, remember how I talked about Bryson, our favorite character, Bryson? We haven't seen him in a while, but he's in the game. Here he is right now. He got taken.
Don't.
But sir, his body was prepped for separation. If I don't administer the counteragent soon, he'll die. Now, I can stabilize his condition if you'll just let me go ahead.
Oh my gosh, this guy's a jerk. She dropped her potato chips.
The chamber is destroyed. We don't need him anymore. Let him die.
Alright, new objective. We gotta rescue Bryson and speak up for the girl. So Bryson is one of our favorite characters because he talks. And so I actually found the voice actor of Bryson, who now has a online radio show. And I called into his radio show and talked to him. And so I actually have some voice clips from Soul Brother Kevin, the voice actor of Bryson. And that was the "Who the hell is Linkums" clip that you may have heard on the loading screen. We also got him to say some of his other, or one of his other favorite, our favorite line from the game, which comes in the ending. So we'll play that at the end. But yeah, he was amused to hear that anybody cared about this game, and I think he said that he actually didn't even get paid for the role. They just kind of did it and he didn't get paid. Alright, so that's the... Oh, I forgot. I need to actually use this bat a little bit more. This is the only time the bat is in the game.
Get away from me!
I did not PayPal him anything. I just called. Alright. We gotta scare this guy. I like to pretend this guy is my dad. Alright. And if you know the game at all, there is actually a scene with nudity in it where you go into a shower room and like scare a showering lady, but we're gonna skip that right now, so don't worry, it's all safe for work. We're gonna go right out of bounds. And then 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi left. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Could possibly do that. Alright. Nice. So, once again, just like in the other level, we skipped some things that were necessary. In fact, we skipped Shower Girl. And we need Shower Girl because Shower Girl, when she puts on clothes, becomes Scientist Girl. And Scientist Girl is required. So once again, we're going to restart from the checkpoint and have everything we're supposed to have by this point. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm a lady now. Alright. And immediately, semi-immediately, relatively immediately, we're going to go out of bounds. And under the level this time. Once again, being very careful. So I'm counting seconds, and I'm also listening for particular audio cues. There's some ambient audio that I'm hoping to hit. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have turned around. Alright. Nice, alright, the map loaded, so we're fine. Oh shoot, I keep pushing the wrong button. So basically, if I'm inside the map, it'll load around me. I was off by a little bit, but now it here. That's the wrong door. This is the door we want. So I had to hit this tiny room so that I could hit this door. So I could load this room and get this key card for the refrigerator. Because refrigerators are locked in this world. And now we continue to fire in space. Alright. Trust me, this all makes sense. Oh, there's bad guys now. There's like little demon monster things. I don't know. They're around. So I got the bag of chips, and that will allow us to revive Bryson, who is laying in bed, having a bad time. And we're supposed to have a fire extinguisher at this point, so we can not burn, but it's okay. And we're also supposed to do a puzzle to figure out this password up here, but it's the same password every time, so it's okay. And then, coming up is one of the other two differences between Any Percent and New Game Plus. Once again, since we can't skip cutscenes, there are actually going to be 2 cutscenes that play on top of each other since we missed one of them. We missed a trigger for one. And in Any Percent, if we allow that to happen, it will play both cutscenes on top of each other, and we will die during the cutscene. So I have to make sure to hop out and close the door behind me, which keeps the enemies out of the room during this cutscene. And now we won't die during the cutscene. They're still hitting me a little bit, it looks like. Hopefully that's not a problem. They are hitting me a little bit. Let's hope I don't die. Yeah, I took some damage, but it's not a problem. New glitch. As I said earlier, briefly, every character has a particular L button action, whether it's crouching, sprinting, jumping, whatever. So Scientist Lady had sprint on the L button. After this cutscene, I become Rambo Scientist Lady, and she, instead of sprinting, gains the ability to crouch. But I'm going to hold L button from the start of the cutscene to the end, and that will actually maintain my sprint speed into the new character.
Don't move. I'm warning you.
There's Bryson.
I don't understand what's going on. Something to do with this whole ghost business I heard about? Could that actually be you, Rami?
Yeah.
Well, if we don't get moving, we'll both be ghosts.
Oh, good one.
Get the hell out of here and we'll figure this out later.
Alright. So, it is very possible for Bryson to die in the crossfire. So there's some very specific things. Also, enemies say "aw crap" sometimes when they get shot, which I think is pretty good. There's some very specific movement. Hopefully I stood in that door long enough, because Bryson actually dies in the fire if you don't. Alright. Alright. This part's a little bit sketchy. Little bit sketchy. Really hope I don't die. Or rather, I really hope Bryson doesn't die. That's the real danger. Oh, actually there was some danger for me too. Who is still shooting? Bryson, if you die, I swear to Bob. Thank you. He died. He actually died. I pushed the button and he died. Unbelievable. This is the worst game I've ever played. He was in the elevator. You gotta be kidding me. It's so nice, I'll play it twice. Alright. This is one of those runs, guys. Every run can't be world record. But it's okay, we can skip this cutscene. We're going again. Not even that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. The fire is gone now, so I don't have to go in that side room. Not even a problem. Alright. See, it's not even that big. Not that big of a deal. Wow, I just blew myself up, dude! Take health. Are you still alive? Who else is alive? Okay. I just can't have any more issues. Thank you. Bryson, you're a big problem sometimes. So it's actually possible to get out of bounds as the bat at the beginning of this chapter and fly up the elevator shaft and get to the end, but unfortunately that does not trigger anything. So we need to do all that.
So let me get this straight. That machine they strapped me into, they put you in that too, didn't they? Somehow it separated you from your body, and now you can take over other people. Am I getting warm? So it's not a virus Volks is working on. I heard something about a Project Z. This ghost business has to be a part of it. I think,
oh, nobody cares what you think. Oh no! Bryson, or Raimi, the main character, never actually talks when he's controlling another person, which I think is a little bit weird. Nom. I guess, but he's all like, when he's in his own body, he's still a ghost, right? I don't know. So this is this boring boss. This is where I talked about chips before. Because you just shoot this boss until it dies, and it has way too much health. Like, it's the boss. So what should we talk about this time? Shoot, I don't know. Do I have any more dreams? One time, this is not even a dream. Speaking of chips, though, it was in middle school. You know how, like, when you laugh so hard that you get, like, milk up your nose? Specifically milk, not any other beverages. Well, I was eating tortilla chips, and I laughed so hard that tortilla chip chunks went up my nose. It was very painful, actually. Wouldn't recommend. And my nose was like foreign object, produce all the mucus. Yeah, it was bad. Bad time. It's all chips all the way down. So we just gotta wait, shoot this thing. Kimchi ramen, oh my gosh, that sounds spicy. Alright. He has a new laser beam attack now, which is also equally boring. Oh, he actually slashed me. Wow. I wonder how the final time is going to be for this game. I mean, we're ahead of schedule, right? So I need to help put the schedule back on track by being overestimate. So it should be fine that I made all these terrible mistakes over the course of everything up to this point. Let's hope I can get this in before he rolls again. Nice. Just world record. I don't think that's possible. Yay! You have infinite bullets in this game. That's a nice feature. Bryson is totally fine also, by the way.
Man, I'm having a bad day.
Let's play another clip from the interview that I had with Bryson's voice actor.
Wait a minute, are you telling me, Ryan, that I have a small cult following on the Gamecube game Geist?
Yeah, he was surprised. He only vaguely remembered the game. Next, more cutscenes. If you want to see that whole interview, I have it highlighted on my channel. I was pretty hyped. It was a good time. Yeah, this guy's pretty grouchy. It's not really clear to me how long he's been being controlled by bad guys, but it seems like he only really starts being controlled at this point. So he goes from being a bad guy to being like a devil bad guy. So now we have to beat the devil out of him somehow. But that'll be at the end of the game. Fortunately, though, he regained his ability to walk because...
Sir, I have that update on the operation. Is everything all right?
Fine. Everything is fine. The excitement of the project coming to fruition, that's all. Nothing to be worried about, Commander.
Alright, here we go. This level is normally very long.
Raymond. Yes, Raymond.
And there's a bunch of puzzles. It's actually a pretty neat level casually because there's very little shooting as I shoot some guys. So actually you are supposed to lose your weapon and play most of this as characters that don't have a gun and do a bunch of puzzles. You have to like take control of this fat chef and poison his food with a rat poison thing, and it's really interesting. But we don't do any of that. Essentially, at the end of all that, Bryson finally comes through, you clear a safe path for him, and he gets to this room where enemies spawn, and you shoot the enemies with turrets that come down from a scripted cutscene. But we are able to clip out of bounds, which means we can keep our gun, and I'm going to count some things, so hold that thought. Crap. Okay, so I'm somewhere out in space. Hopefully very close to where I need to be. There we go. Good, good, good. So I'm gonna be very careful here to not clip back and bounce. Crap, dude. Can we... Oh, thank goodness it loaded. Alright. This is a really tricky part that's easy to mess up, so... Just don't want to mess it up. So... Opening the map forces the rooms to load if you're close enough, so that's why I'm doing it. Alright, so what was I saying? Normally, you get here without a gun, turrets come down, and there's my ghost out of bounds, by the way, for a cutscene. But since I have a gun, I can shoot these guys with my gun, and as far as the game is concerned, it doesn't matter how they die. As long as they die, it's time to do the next cutscene.
Ring, is that you?
Also, Bryson is not here, so he's invisible during this cutscene. He was a ghost all along. You're right.
Damn it! That won't hold for long. Raimi, think you could give me a hand?
So, unfortunately, the fact that Bryson is invisible right now, or not present, means that whenever the game tries to move him for the next cutscene, it will never be able to move him, and so that'll be a soft lock. So we need to reload from the checkpoint again and make sure Bryson is where he is supposed to be. And as the other thing I was going to say is that all of the cutscene objects, characters, areas, all of that, they all exist out of bounds somewhere, usually somewhat close to where they're used. So that's a neat thing too. If you go out of bounds and explore in this game, you can find a lot of cutscene objects just hanging out there, and you can explore the cutscene areas. Pretty neat. So we gotta protect Bryson here. There's a variety of ways that you can destroy all these guys. Obviously, we'll do the fast way. Oh, I get to be a grenade after all. Hello. They said I could be anything, so I became a grenade. Boom. Alright. I possess grenades. I possess a lot of things in this. Alright, now ideally, when I blow up the next grenade, it won't blow up all my other grenades, because I kind of want to have another one. Looks like we're good. Could you... No, you can't complete the game as a grenade. There's a lot of things that you require a particular character to be able to interact with them. And also, I don't think you can clip out of bounds as a grenade that well. In fact, this is one of the few rooms that I haven't found to clip out of bounds. But you need to do certain things to certain characters to be able to trigger stuff. Like, it's possible to go directly to this room from the very beginning, to this ending room, but you can't actually finish it, because you need to kill all these guys. You need to have Bryson on a motorcycle. Whoops, what am I doing? And, incidentally, there is a copy of Bryson and the motorcycle out of bounds, but that doesn't help you finish the level either. Alright.
Come on, start! Let's get her!
Yay! I'm a motorcycle now. Huzzah. Also for speed, fast strats here, playing any percent, I'm using no memory card. So it doesn't have to save, it just tries to save. Alright, oh dude, I am Ghost Rider, nice. So this is a, sort of an auto-scroller, kind of. You can speed it up somewhat, but there's basically like lanes that you can move between here, and the goal is to, once again, make sure Bryson doesn't die by killing everything as much as possible. So we're gonna dispossess that motorcycle and become this turret. and then just keep them safe. Keep my dude safe. Blow up some stuff. And, you know, that's what there is, basically. That's all there is to it. This guy is really, like, I've never killed this guy ever. I would love to kill this guy. It would be amazing. Nope, still couldn't kill him. He's impossible. Pew pew pew. Wow! What do you say about this? What do you say about this kind of gameplay? We're just sort of driving. It's like leisurely. There's no music right now. It's really calming, actually, in a way. Like, put me to sleep. However, the next part is a little bit stressful. There's a truck that will try to, like, just throw itself at Bryson. And it is very dangerous and sometimes just screws you by being dumb. Has very, like, tiny hitboxes too. You gotta blow up these side canister things. What are they called? I don't even know what those are. Gas tank things. Alright, and then you gotta hit this very specific part that's not taking any damage right now. Thank you. All right, good. Everything's fine. He's got it going on. The gas splatters. I think that's what it is, yeah. Toot toot. So that was the City Escape truck from Sonic Adventure 2. It's a very interesting, ambitious crossover. One of the most ambitious crossovers of our time. However, all of our progress is lost because there's a fence in the way.
I can hear you, CR2. Do you read me?
Damn! Why isn't this thing working? Archangel, do you copy?
Archangel, the LZ is compromised. I count at least 2 anti-air units, maybe more.
Yeah, we've been keeping Bryson alive
Do not approach!
a lot.
Do not approach! Raymond, it'll take me a while to get around this gate. Can you do anything?
We got him his medical chips.
We need to
He got eaten by a monster. We protected Bryson a heck of a lot. So this level's a little different. There are 4 anti-air turrets we have to take down, and you basically need to clear a safe path to each one. We're gonna get a character that has bombs, or mines, I guess, remote detonated mines. And so there's a lot of guys, and these turrets can kill you really, really fast. So basically you want to clear out all the turrets so that you can get to the anti-air turrets without dying. And that involves taking control of a turret and blowing up the turret that you're using. And I have a very specific route to do this as efficiently as I know possible. And the first part of that is to not take out my weapon. These guys don't aggro until I take out my weapon. We're gonna summon this elevator down so that when I come back it'll already be down. And head up to the most dangerous elevator next. So we'll do the most dangerous one while they're not aggroed. That way we don't have to deal with all that, because there's like 4 turrets here. It's really takes forever. Alright, now we can take our weapon out. We can play as Bomberman. And we'll do the thing. Blow it up on the way down to save the frames. Boom. And now we go back to this one that we call the elevator for. This turret is still alive. This guy's still alive. Don't worry about it. And we're going. Linkums brand potato chips. No. Oh yeah, kettle chips. Ooh. You just don't want the ridged potato chips. Ridged potato chips are the tensile strength, or I don't know if that's the word exactly, but they're strong enough to wipe a butt with. Alright, this part's actually dangerous, so we really want to make sure that everybody dies, except for me. This guy is not dying. Wow. Can I aim? Oh my gosh! I can't hit it. Ah! Got him. All right. Okay, that was pretty slow, but I didn't die, so, you know, not so bad. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm not actually good at FPS games. I just happen to run a couple somehow by some stroke of cruel fate. Oh, so I was actually supposed to not do that, because that spawned more guys, but I wanted to show you what happened when I did it anyway. It's not really a big deal, especially since I was going down the elevator. But it's okay. Like, it really didn't matter. Yeah, there's not all that much shooting in this shooting game. FPS is on console. Yeah, that's part of it too. FPS on console, and whenever you have to use the C stick for that, it's like, yikes. Avoiding being good at games. If you would just play it normally instead of cheating. That's my own body, by the way, my original body. And it looks like Bryson just got shot down in the helicopter after all that. RIP. All right. Well, you know, actually, why am I not playing it as we did as a kid? You know, you could do it that way. It would take a lot longer, and that's the main reason why I don't, because it takes a lot longer. And, I mean, I'm speaking to the people who agree with me here probably, but I think that speedrunning adds... It basically makes the game a totally new game by changing the objective. So it's just an entirely different way of playing it, and it reinvents it. So this game is annoyingly long and repetitive, but as a speedrun, you have... The routing actually was probably one of the most fun parts, because it was essentially puzzle solving of, okay, how can I get out of bounds? How can I get to the... Or like, what is the next prerequisite objective before I can finish the level? How do I get to that with the limitations of being stuck at a particular height when I'm out of bounds? With loading functioning as it does, with characters being where they are. And so it actually made the game more fun than it was originally, because the puzzles in the game already are pretty much just like click on everything until you win. So this level, actually, you're supposed to play as the ghost almost the entire time, and this is big puzzle level. Lots and lots of puzzles, and lots of backstory also, really long cutscenes, but I prefer to walk around that, like I said. So, we're gonna walk around. Very carefully, of course, because once again, if we do this wrong, we'll get stuck in the wrong room and not be able to get back out, and that would be no good. So we're falling down to be at the right height for the next area I need to go to. Now we're gonna skip past all kinds of things. I need to make sure I'm lined up just properly, because once again, trigonometry. And then this will take me some seconds. I forget how many seconds. 32 seconds from wherever, so like 59:20 on the clock-ish. I'll also be able to tell when I'm there, because the heartbeat in the bottom left will drop some frames as it loads, and I might be able to hear my Wii clicking as it loads. So we'll keep an eye on that to make sure that I don't miss this room that's out in space. I'm already concerned. Nope, I see it dropping frames slightly. We in there. I'm an engine. I'm the little engine that could. Look at me go. Vroom, vroom. I hope we get the glitch where this guy floats in space. Aw, nope. Sometimes this guy sits in space. It's pretty neat. Oh, also, you see the recent memories of people you could take control of, so... plot or something.
What was that?
Everyone is a ghost possessing their own body. That's a good point. What happens to the ghost of the person when I'm taking control? Anyway, there's a boss fight, a mini-boss, and I'm gonna walk around it. I'm gonna do that by pointing at this particular part of the skybox, and we're gonna walk until I hear some ambient audio that I like to hear. Wait for it. Thanks for the follow. Alright, I started to think that I might not have heard it there, but here we go. I hear the wind. So we're good, and we are underneath these stairs and past the boss. Excellent. Now, there is a scripted part here where the cutscene happens and I get shot and I have to go through a maze as my ghost, and the guys can actually see my ghost and shoot me as a ghost. Instead of doing that, I'm going to try to get out of bounds beneath the maze so that I never actually lose my body. Well, actually, no, I am going to lose my body because we're going to do a safer strat. Hopefully. That failed last time I tried it. So what I'm going to do here is clip through the elevator wall once I get to the top, and we're going to drop, and hopefully I will land, or I will be able to go to the side before I fall too far down the elevator shaft. Right? So I'm gonna go as a ghost because ghosts fall slower. Ah, crap. I was too eager. Try again. Alright. Alright, we're beneath the level now. There's the maze. And now we don't have to watch a cutscene, and now we don't have to go through the maze. You'll also be able to see coming up on the right here, this hallway in space that I'm pointing at that you can't see me pointing. That is used in the next cutscene. And also you can see my ghost and this coffin and some dots floating up there. That's also used in the cutscene. You can barely see it, but it was there. And now I'm here to get my original body back. But it was a trap! Ghost busted! Oh, they got me. They got me again. I can't believe I fell for that. So, just like at the beginning of the game, they're going to be putting me into a ghost brainwashing simulator again. And this one is going to be a simulation of their evil plan. Their evil plan is to attack some, like, worldwide, like, conference between nations, some summit, and have people kill each other and then cause a war or something like that. I don't know.
Looks like you're better than I thought.
So this is going to be a simulation of that evil plan.
It would have been worth it. I promise you this. Once you've been retrained and this whole summit thing is over with, I'm going to personally pull the plug on you. Count on it.
Alright, if you took your spirit out of your body, would you still be yourself? I feel like you'd need your brain to be conscious of yourself. So your spirit would be question marks.
This machine is designed to train these ghosts. alter their minds so they become submissive and obedient. Quite impressive, really. The human world has changed since we were last here, my friend. And it will change again.
Which makes
the simulation is ready to initiate.
Afterlife a very interesting concept.
The other spectral operatives in the auditorium.
If your brain is you, and your soul is what goes to the afterlife, how much of you do you retain in the afterlife? Assuming there is one, you know, hypothetically. Interesting question, right? Thinking face emoji.
This is a simulation.
This is a simulation. Back to the video game.
Entry and ends with the possession of a key dignitary. In addition to possessing your assigned target, you will be responsible for several assassinations. This is designed to fuel future disorder and hostilities between governments. The simulation begins now.
Alright, so the simulation, once again, even though it's several simulations, they all exist in the same map. We can't get out of bounds of the first one, so we're going to have to shoot some stuff.
From the sniper. For the purpose of this exercise, this host is already possessable.
How do you... I don't know, man.
Very good. Your sniper weapon is...
My sniper weapon is equipped. Using the variable sensitivity of the L button, I can zoom or not zoom. Zoom, zoom. Headshots are an instant kill. We want to do those because it takes a while to reload this, so... And, yeah, we're just gonna... Well, we're hypothetically possessing the hologram. It's a very advanced simulation.
Beware of enemy snipers.
Oops.
They have a slow
This is where you can see how bad I am at FPS games. But there is some wobble, you know, like... The gun goes wobble up and down, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's just how it works. It's realism. Click, 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 click. And I have to use the C stick once again, and that's no good. As you can see, stick. I don't know why I was so slow about that. Don't move. Peek out. Hello. Thank you, buddy. Let's go for the quick kill. Come on.
Your target dignitary has left.
Boom, quick kill.
Eliminate him before he escapes.
Now, this next part is actually pretty tricky. There are waves of enemies, and you have to make sure none of them escape. And if any of them escape, then it makes you restart from this part. And that's really, really bad. So I thankfully found a way of getting out of bounds without the enemies escaping.
If anyone breaches the front exit, or all your hosts have been...
And getting out of bounds will let me go to the next part of the simulation.
And again, you have 2 hosts to use to complete the mission. Use them wisely.
So we have two hosts to use to complete the mission, and we're going to use them wisely indeed. As soon as we possess this guy, we have, you know, 8-9 seconds until the enemies start spawning. So we got to go fast to get this thing ready to go. We're gonna go right over here, very specifically. Stand there. And doing that, there are 2 enemies in this hallway that are trying to shoot him through the wall. They will never be able to do that, and so therefore they will never escape. Alright. Good, 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 good. And there's some guys hiding in here, so we're just gonna blow that up. Alright, now the purpose of that, that guy's stuck up there somehow, that's pretty neat. The purpose of doing that is so that this guy, who is in fact solid, can be used to clip out of bounds. Alright. We're gonna look at this particular part. Part. Alright. I counted some very specific steps to walk around and not get soft locked. And we're gonna just carefully approach from another side here. Alright, well I went inbound, so it's not the fastest route, but it's not a soft lock, so that's fine. So that skipped our waves of enemies.
Press the power box to disable the elevator. Quickly.
Ideally, I could have had my guy partially clipping into here, so I could dispossess him, trigger the enemies to spawn, and then repossess him and walk around this, but it's not really that big of a difference, so... That's just what happened, you know? Sometimes it happens.
The dignitary is on the other side of the barricade, but cannot be reached by your host. You must find another way
Alright.
to eliminate him.
We're doing things. This is an objective. We throw this guy into an elevator. Audio glitched. That's pretty neat.
Well done. Now use his last host to locate your final target. Do not kill this dignitary. Repeat, do not kill this dignitary.
Okay.
Here's your key assignment.
I have grenades. We're gonna do a neat little thing here instead of fighting these guys who are gonna kill me real fast. And actually, if this guy dies, I die. IRL. So, we're gonna take care of these guys. And there's this very, like, precise invisible wall. Wait, is this how I want to do? Something like... I think I messed this up. YOLO! Not quite it. Dang it. That's gonna not work. Shoot. I messed up my setup. I forgot what it was. Alright, that's what I wanted. There's this giant invisible wall. And that will blow open a door for me. And then there's this little grenade here. And they won't attack me when I'm a little grenade. So I can go real fast and walk around. In the long run, that was probably slower because I was bad, but don't worry about it. Look at these shrapnel, though. I like it. It's very satisfying. If you die in this game, it makes you restart from the last checkpoint. And it goes... And game over pops up. That's what happens. Game looks good. It's not horrible. It's mostly just long and boring to play real life, like to play normally. It's not that boring. It's just average. It's mediocre. I made it sound worse than it was so I could play it for VBG.
No, not yet. But I bet they went crazy.
They think it's bad.
What the? What was that?
What was that?
Door. Did we lose containment?
There are some parts that are actually very difficult when you play it casually. I was watching somebody else do a casual playthrough and they gave up on that level that I just finished because they couldn't beat the waves of enemies. It was just too stupid. Alright, I'm scrolling down my notes to self here to figure out how many seconds I have to move.
To train these ghosts, alter their minds so they become submissive and obedient. Quite impressive, really. This human world has changed since we were last here.
Oh, dude, it's Nick's report in the chat.
It will change again.
Shoutouts to Nick's report.
The simulation is ready to initialize, sir.
Good. Gather the other spectral operatives in the auditorium. I have a change for Project Z that will make this world a haven for us. Farewell, Raimi. When we meet again, you...
The demon at the beginning of the game, I believe, is what took control of this guy in the wheelchair. In the mirror, when he looked in the mirror. So I think that's where it is now. So this is another extremely long level. There are multiple bosses, puzzles. It is really, really long. And kind of cool, but mostly long. And as usual, we're gonna walk around this one. And it's pretty cool because there's no required objectives, really. We can just get to the end of the level and it'll work. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm lined up perfectly parallel here. 4, Mississippi 5, Mississippi 6, Mississippi 7, Mississippi 8, Mississippi 9, Mississippi 10, Mississippi 11, Mississippi 12, Mississippi 13, Mississippi 14, 15, Mississippi, swerve to the right. Line up. Wait, where do I line up? Here. 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, Mississippi 5, Mississippi 6, Mississippi 8, Mississippi 9, Mississippi 10, 12, 13, 14. All right, I made it. This light twinkling in the back, this is where you come out of after fighting the end boss of this level. And turns out this room exists, you can just walk to it. And that will trigger the cutscene of the end of the level. Yay! Now we get this epic cutscene. Enjoy, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever. This level, I can't even explain enough how long that level is casually. It is so long, and that is a huge skip.
Gentlemen, the time has come for your sacrifices to gain new meaning. The humans of this world are about to do what they do best. Discuss, bicker, cower, and acquiesce. All the while possessing the power to conquer and destroy their enemies, while lacking the courage to use it. Tonight, we will rip that power from the unworthy and cleanse this pathetic realm. You will become generals in a new Eden under my eternal rule. In 1 hour, you will board transport vehicles and travel to this summit.
Summit with air quotes.
Will be fulfilled. The time of man is ending.
The time of orc has come. Alright. Plot, I guess. Alright, guys, this is pretty cool, because this next level is played completely as intended. And that's neat. There are ways of getting out of bounds, but literally everything is required to finish the level. So as far as I can figure, there's no way to skip anything, which is great because it's really interesting. It has some interesting stuff, actually. Some funny stuff. It's very unique, so I'm fine with it. It may be the hypest level of the game.
I've tripled security around the command center and the helipad. No one is to have access except for you and myself.
Excellent, Commander. Make sure there are no more complications. Understand?
Understand. Let's get dangerous. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So I'm a ghost. As usual, we're still just going through the levels just because.
Remember, if anyone but Volks or I try to get through here, shoot them.
Yes, sir.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Man, that guy needs to relax. And can you blame him? Folks is about to launch a big project. Meanwhile, all hell is breaking loose in the sublevels.
All hell is breaking loose in the sublevels, guys. It's a pun. Isn't that funny? LMAO. Okay. So we're gonna just continue. And so that door that they're guarding, you have to be this guy up here to get in there. And so we have to do all these things to be able to control that guy. You can get out of bounds and go directly to the elevator. But only that guy can push the elevator button to finish the level. All hell is breaking loose because they literally opened a portal to hell. They don't say the word. They don't say it's hell. Presumably, it's hell. This is, in fact, a Nintendo game, even though it's rated M. We can't talk about hell. Alright. Spooky blanket ghost! Alright. So we get to do a lot of variety in this level, which is why I like it. There's a lot of variety here.
Ma'am?
First of all, I sort of walked through that door kind of weird. That's neat. This lady is looking for her pet rat. We need to find the pet rat because that's just what progresses the plot. Pet rat is in here. And so we have to scare another rat. No, we have to scare the pet rat. Fortunately, one of these other rats is what happens. Stinky cheese. Of course, the pet rat is the white one because racism or something. I don't know.
There you are. You had me worried. Don't
Metroid, other rat.
Okay.
Okay. I'm rat. Now we escape. So there's actually a other gameplay element in this where certain characters are afraid of certain things, and so you're like pushed away from them, and this turns it on its head by having the rat be attracted to things, and so you have to like not be pulled into the traps by your attraction to the cheese. And this level does that a little bit. Normally we have to scare things to change their aura to red so they can be possessible. And coming up, there's something that is already scared, and we have to unscare it to be able to progress. So that's pretty good game design, I'd say. Also, we get this pretty rad music. Silly. I can push L to squeak, which is a good feature. Oh yeah, this game has multiplayer, and I'm pretty sure that it supports LAN. One of the few games that supports the GameCube LAN adapter. There were a couple other rat parts that we skipped though.
Caught in a trap.
You didn't see them, but they exist. So the rat is used in multiple places, just not this rat. This is a special pet rat. Yeah, there's a couple different multiplayer modes. One of them you have to try to possess the other players. Another one you just possess whatever is available and shoot each other. And then the other one is something else. I don't know. Oops, I need this first. I've submitted this to GDQ quite a few times. Huh? This could be the year. They were just waiting for the 10th anniversary. Alright.
What's happening?
Alright. Birds are scary.
Stop! Get away! Don't come any closer!
So, this guy's afraid of dogs.
You hear me? Now!
That's the solution. We need to get a dog.
Calm down, boy.
Alright. So, getting a dog. Here's what I was talking about. The dog is scared to begin with, so we have to unscare it. Woof.
Come on.
Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Dog's name is Phantom, by the way, and that's actually canon. So we gotta bring this dog to the bad guy, but not by controlling it this time. We're gonna walk it there. Get hype.
You're the Ryan the Geist guy.
Wait. Wait.
I can hear you, see.
This one. I gotta throw treats and have the dog drag me to the treats. If you pull too hard, the dog will resist. You must have the dog drag you. And if you throw it too early, it'll ignore the treat. Yes. Yes. Let the dogs be free. Here we go. All right. How is this not in the GDQ yet?
Are just flying in here.
Ooh, yeah. Nice, I reached the door. Oh man. Don't start mishearing it as pregnancy. Pregnancy, pregnancy, pregnancy.
Wanted to put my money towards Bone Mom.
I am in fact Bone Mom. As you can see, I'm throwing bone treats. Oh no, I pushed the wrong button. Alright. He's scared. We can take control. The end. No more Franker Z. No fun allowed. Fun is banned from now on. Back to the video game. We're him. We can push now the button in the elevator and finish the level. Yes, there is a first-person dog walking sim in this game. It's pretty awesome. Now we can go to the end. Yay! Ah, nice. Yeah, it has some unique game experiences. It's pretty cool. What's next? We're going. This level is a gauntlet of enemies that's basically a U shape. And you're supposed to get a slowdown suit and a gun thing, but I'm going to try to clip out of bounds and skip that first. We're going to use this guy to do it. Hopefully it works out, because it can be a little finicky. It's very, very precise. That hopefully will work. So hopefully this will work. Seriously. Seriously for serious. We're gonna back into him, and that was almost extremely fast, but basically his randomly happening idle animation will push us the rest of the way to the wall once I'm far enough over here. At least. Ideally. Yes, now we just wait for his idle animation. It'll happen. It'll happen eventually. There we go. So now we can go and cut across the top of the U and skip getting things. And hit the stage complete. How do people figure out these skips? I figured out almost all of them myself. It's similar out of bounds strats every single time, is finding yourself a acute angle to wedge into and pushing through, and then find out what the next required objective is going to be. I didn't figure out that one though, I don't think. That was somebody else. There was one other person who helped with some stuff. So anyway, in doing that, we skipped getting the gun and the super suit, which slows down time, but now I restarted from the checkpoint to get what I was supposed to have, so now I have it. And we have to now clear out all of the enemies in this room. The enemies also have super suits that can slow down time, and they have grenades that force me out of my body. And it's really slow if I get hit by one, so I'm going to be strategically using my slowdown time to not get knocked out of my body by grenades, and to make sure that these guys... Uh-oh. I fell. That's silly. Well, that hopefully doesn't mess up my strats, but it's probably fine. Okay. Everything's fine. We're just gonna continue. And as you can see, they're all winding up to throw their grenades, the ghost busting grenades, but I'm not gonna let them. Shoot. You actually almost did it there. Nice. That should be everybody. Hello? Who did I miss? Oh, I heard them. I heard them. Where are they? Well, I missed somebody, so they're gonna be coming up the stairs to come get me. That's unfortunate. I'm not really sure what happened with that, how that could be. But Sometimes in life things happen. So, we are on our way to recover our original body. That was the guy. He's in our body and we want it back. So we got a boss fight coming up. Dun dun dun. He just bailed on my body. I want to be the guy. I do. I really do. I want to be that guy specifically. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, emote. It's okay. I got my body. And I recovered some memories that were happening in my body when I wasn't using it.
I have a change for Project Z that will make this world a haven for us.
They're very vague, weird memories.
The time of man is ending.
Alright, boss fight, like I said. It's a two-stage boss fight. First of all, the thing that was in me is going to go into the other bad guy. That face, though, is pretty good. So, here we go. Luckily, we have a quick kill for the first phase. It is, yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna walk over here for the fun. And then just shoot him. It's a really hard boss. Alright. This part is less free. Why is that not blowing up? That's super weird. What the heck? Okay, that was weird. Alright, so this is going to possess various things and also try to control me. So I'm going to repeatedly slow down time and back up and shoot grenades. Seizure warning. Got him. That was very good, actually. That was really good. If he controls you, then you have to mash to get him out of you, and he tries to run you into fans and kill you. So not getting controlled at all there was very good. We are actually now onto the final level. Huzzah. We might even meet the estimate. It's possible.
As you can see, I'm tough to kill.
That's the voice actor of Bryson again, by the way. One of my clips from the interview. So this part is actually pretty sketchy. This helicopter tries to escape and you have to shoot it down before it escapes. If it escapes, it makes you restart the level. I'm going to try to get out of bounds and unload the helicopter before it escapes. Let's go. Also, number 17, I guess. I don't know what's up with that tattoo. I can switch bodies. I do still have the ability. But I'm probably not going to do much of that. Alright. Slowing down time just to slow down the helicopter. Uh-oh. Let's go. This is getting close. This is not working, guys. Oh my gosh, I took too long. I'm restarting. Dang it! It wasn't working. Now we gotta wait for this loading screen again. But at least I bailed before it escaped, so we didn't have to wait for a cutscene also. This is a really tricky one, and it's really stressful at the end of a world record pace run, because it's like, uh-oh, don't mess up. Just like that. Uh-oh, don't mess up. Why? There we go. There we go. This is it. We pop up, we hop out, we pop back in. We walk around this very precisely, and we're out of there. I didn't actually count the time. It's fine. It'll load around me. Alright. And that skips a whole big zigzag of enemy gauntlets. And the helicopter is just there now forever out in space, never escaping, never making any progress of any kind. And we're coming in the back way through here. These guys aren't aggroed yet because I didn't pass a normal trigger for that. And I also don't have my gun out. So as much as possible, I'm just going to walk around these guys. Because a lot of them have ghosts possessing them too, and if I kill them, then their ghost pops out and controls me and runs me backwards, and I have to mash. So, yeah. We're gonna not do that. The fart gas is super effective against ghosts. That's how it works. The game lags super hard here because this room is huge. Disco mode enabled. Alright, we are coming up on the next to last boss fight. There's two golems that are really, really hard and annoying. So I'm gonna walk around that fight and not do it. And instead we'll just go to the final boss, which is the Stephen Hawking enemy guy. So close this door behind me, and instead of fighting the golems in this arena, we're gonna just clip into this door frame. Seriously, trust me, it's easy. You just do it. We out of there. We out of there. Gotta be very wide out here so you don't trigger the golems. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh look, final boss arena. There is, if you want to try this at home, a copy of the final boss arena that you can get to that has all the ending cutscene things and T-poses stacked on top of each other. But it's a little bit too long to get to show it right now.
Huh. Impressive. One ghost against an entire army. I suppose I was foolish to think these humans could bring such a lofty plan to fruition, even after my alterations. It would have been glorious, really.
Glorious.
The land burning, the seas boiling, and your sun blotted from the sky.
Don't even have a sun.
Paradise. I do not think you have defeated me, human. This Project Z was simply the most convenient means to an end. There are many ways to end this world. But first, I need to bring an end to you.
Dun dun dun. So I'm gonna go slightly risky strats first, and there are ghosts that will try to possess me and run me into the fire and die while I'm doing things. So I'm gonna hit him with a missile right off the bat while I'm getting possessed, and then get my dude back. I'm not gonna play it risky after this though. So I am going to kill these ghosts so that they're not running me into the fire constantly when I'm trying to fight. Woo! Gonna definitely some safe strats here. Oh, that was a missile. Can I get it still? Yes. Sweet. Nice. Perfect. It's very difficult to control those missiles, actually, and his movement is a little bit tricky to predict. So it's harder than you think to actually hit him with the missiles. And you can shoot him, too, with a regular gun, but it barely does anything. Alright. It's the other... Oh! Well, I could have gotten that, probably, but... Let's go. I hope I don't missile. I hope I don't miss. Oh. That was pretty forced, I'm sorry. Alright, this is going quite well. No misses, actually. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And no misses, nope. Just kidding, I got possessed. Can he die, please? I really want that ghost to just not be here. I think it's good. Yeah, there's... Oh! I got it! Oh, that was... I just blew myself up with the missile. Dang it! I'm gonna rock it. Oh, good one. Missile, please! I'm really worried because I have no health. Okay. Boom! In the face. But there's still one more fight. And it's a big pain because I have to mash the R button the entire time. Oh yeah, there's GG, the friendly ghost. But it's not GG yet. We still have to beat the devil out of him. And it turns out the devil is actually the first boss of Metroid Prime. You'll see what I mean. Yes, Parasite Queen, that one. See how it's Parasite Queen? You just gotta shoot through the barrier and mash the R button. Sorry about the R button clacking on the microphone, probably. It's faster to mash than it is to hold, so... And also, it's randomly pushing me all over the place in random directions, up and down, and side to side. And then once it does that, then I have to shoot each of these little nubs. And this nub. And there's only so much damage I could do per cycle, so speeding this fight up is all about hitting it a lot in this phase and not missing the glowy bits. If you go too high, you take damage. And if you go too low, you take damage. And you can also, whenever I was talking about walking out of bounds and seeing the ending cutscene stuff in T-poses, you can walk really far out of bounds and get to this arena on foot, and it's absolutely enormous, and you get stuck in it. And it's really kind of unnerving, but it is a thing you can do. Alright, where's the hole? There's a hole. Dude, it's pushing me all over the place. Dang it. It's so tiring mashing R. That's it. That's GG right there. Boom. You know, that's, you know, split, whatever. Whatever it was, that's the split. Be gone, Satan. Underestimate. Hope the ending doesn't crash, because it does sometimes. It didn't crash. So I'm gonna just watch a very little bit of the ending for you guys, because we get to see some conclusion to our emotional investment. Thanks, Transfat.
Alexander, is it really you?
Well, watching the ending cutscene, we're gonna end up being right on estimate, I guess.
Thank you, Raven. I knew you could help us.
Your Satan child is in another castle. It's okay. They get to go to Ghost Land now.
Goodbye, Rainy.
Ghost. No, they went up, so it's presumably heaven. Why was the old man ghost a little boy? Because when he was a little boy, he was a good boy. And then he turned bad. Or maybe everybody's ghost is the child version of them. In space, what is up and down, really? Look, this plot is complicated. There is. It's in my highlights somewhere.
Rainy, grab hold.
Maybe I can find it really, really fast. I'll post it in the Discord, maybe?
Trouble with that last helicopter, but as you can see, I'm tough to kill. I hope you didn't leave anything back there.
He's tough to kill. That's our favorite line. So I got the voice actor to say that particular line currently.
As you can see, I'm tough to kill.
That was said just within the last year or something. Anyway, okay, we're good. So I'm now going to be switching over to my next game, which is King of Kings: The Early Years, The Wise Men for NES. So give me just a minute here to switch some chords around and some things, and I will be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned.